Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Should Edison Cavani be Manchester United's first choice striker? Ole Gunnar Solsjaer said he must wait for a starting spot. Cavani has only started one game in the Premier League so far, and that was the 3-1 win against West Ham earlier on in the season. But he has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. Came on against Leicester yesterday and made an instant impact. Got the assist for Bruno Fernandes's goal. A lot of people will say that Edison Cavani should have started the game yesterday against Leicester. He obviously started in the Carabao Cup against Everton. Got his name on the score sheet in that one. Quite a few weeks ago, he came off the bench in the 3-2 win against Southampton and scored twice, and he also got an assist, so he changed the complexion of that game. He scored his first goal for the football club in our 3-1 win against Everton earlier on in the season, and he almost scored with his first touch when he came on against Chelsea. That was his Premier League debut. Don't forget, he was out with injury not so long ago. We got him on a free transfer on deadline day. He signed, a 2-year contract with Manchester United. I said when we got Edison Cavani, he will be the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So that's the breaking news on that. Now, does Ole Gunnar Solsjaer deserve more respect as Manchester United manager? Now, I think in some aspects he does. Because obviously, this season, he's got us to the Carabao Cup semi-final. The Carabao Cup is definitely a priority for Manchester United because it is a chance of us getting a trophy on the board. And it's very imperative that we get our first trophy on the board under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. We haven't won a trophy now for almost 4 years. And Solskjaer was saying prior to the Everton game that our players are desperate to learn how to win trophies. Don't forget, in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first full season, which was last season, he got us to 3 semi-finals. He got us qualification for the Champions League, and he also got us 3rd. So he does obviously deserve respect for that. He has made some good signings since he got appointed in as Manchester United manager. He spent over, £200 million at the club. In the summer of 2019, he brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odi Nagalo in on loan. And in the summer transfer window of this year, he brought Donny van der Beek in, Edison Cavani, Alex Telles, Facundo Pellistri and Amad Traore. And I think Amad Traore is joining the football club next month. And he has showed tactical flexibility in a lot of the big games. We've also enjoyed good periods under Ole, and we're enjoying a good period at the moment because I think we're unbeaten in like our last, 7 or 8 league games. We went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions last season. We was 14 unbeaten in the Premier League. We've been very, very, very good away from home. We haven't lost an away game in the league this season. We drew with Leicester yesterday. But if we'd have beaten Leicester, that would have been 11 away wins in a row in the Premier League. And if we'd have beaten them, we'd have been second and just 2 points behind Liverpool with a game in hand. Ole Gunnar Solsjaer gave his perception on the 2-2 draw with Leicester yesterday. And he did say that a draw is not the worst result, but he said he's disappointed that we didn't get all three, because he pinpointed the chances that we had in the game. And he said that we should have closed down Leicester's goals quickly. So you can say the defence cost us the game. You know, like I said on Match Reaction yesterday, Marcus Rashford had a very, very good chance at the beginning of the game. Should have scored it. Marcus Rashford had a good chance in the second half. Produced a fantastic save from Kasper Schmeichel. Martial obviously had a disallowed goal in the second half. So really, we should have won that game. Marcus Rashford obviously scored our first goal. That's 50 goals now for Marcus Rashford in the Premier League. I think it's 80 in all competitions. But Rashford enjoyed a very, very good game. You know, got good runs in behind, had chances, played some very, very good passes through. You know, Fernandes, he scored our second goal. He obviously enjoyed a very, very good game. Bruno Fernandes obviously got the assist for Marcus Rashford's first. Obviously, Leicester's equaliser came from Harvey Barnes. De Gea couldn't do really much to prevent that. And the second one came from Maxel Tuanzebe on goal. But like I said, Tino, Leicester are a very, very good team. They've been good this season. They've got a good manager in Brendan Rodgers, and they have got some good players. Now, the thing that concerns me about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, like I've said so many times, is his decision making. Now, in a lot of his games at Manchester United, he's made mistakes, and that's what's obviously cost us. Now, I think some of his selections were on yesterday in the 2-2 draw with Leicester. Now, like I said earlier on, should have started Cavani. Probably should have started Paul Pogba. By the way, Paul Scholes accuses Ole Gunnar Solskjaer of benching his best players in Cavani and Pogba. Donny van der Beek, he didn't play any part yesterday. Donny van der Beek has only made 2 starts in the Premier League since he came in. He's getting more opportunities in the cup games, isn't he? I don't think Daniel James should have started yesterday. That was another mistake Ollie made. Daniel James did start on that right-hand side. We saw obviously Victor Lindelof playing at right-back. I don't actually know why he was playing at right-back, Victor Lindelof. But anyway, he did go off injured in the game. We know that there was no Wan-Bissaka available because he was out with injury. But there again, we could have started Tuanzebe at right-back, or even Timothy Fosu-Mensah at right-back. Obviously, Mason Greenwood, he didn't play any part yesterday either. But I thought all his substitutions were correct in the game. I'll give him credit for that, because like I said, Paul Pogba came on, Edison Cavani came on, and Axel Tuanzebe came on. But there again, there has been some games where he has got it right. So there you go. The thing that Ollie's got to know is his best players. And like I've said to you, he's got to identify his best 11. And I have said to you time and time again, haven't I, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is out of his depth at the football club. He hasn't got that proven pedigree as a manager because obviously before he came to Man United, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but Molde had a big club. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, and he endured a very, very short tenure at Cardiff. The main explanation, he got sacked from Cardiff because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated. But reflecting now on he's been at Manchester United, you can say that, he has learnt quite a bit. He's been at the football club now for just over 2 years. Not so long ago, it was his 2-year anniversary at the club. He's managed over 100 games for the football club in all competitions. And he's under contract with Man United until 2022. And this is his second full season at the football club. Now, Ole has said a few times this season that Man United can win the Premier League. Obviously, you had Roy Keane coming out after the 6-2 win against Leeds, saying that Manchester United can challenge Liverpool for the Premier League title. I've already said to you, haven't I? I'm very, very sceptical that we will win the title this season. Don't get me wrong, we are still in the title race despite us drawing with Leicester because we are still third in the league. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't won it now for around 8 years. But Solsjaer did say prior to the game against Leicester that Man United must ignore Premier League title talk. I think we'll definitely win another title. I just don't think it'll be this season. But certainly 21 is coming. We've won 20 titles at the moment. So reflect on that. We are the most successful team in Premier League history. But I said to you, if we can finish in the top 4, the top 3 this season and win a trophy, I think that would represent a very good season for Man United, and then that would give us something to build on, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? I'm hopeful next year that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will get more backing at the football club. Because during the summer transfer window, he wasn't backed enough by the board because we missed out on all of his priority targets. But the board haven't backed any of the managers that we've had since Sir Alex Ferguson left. And our recruitment policy's been poor for several years. And these are a couple of reasons why the board's been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. But Ed Woodward has come out several times to support Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, despite us having a poor start to the season and despite us getting knocked out of the Champions League. Woodward's actually been at the football club since 2012, and the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005. So the Glazers have been with us around 8 years. No, sorry, Woodward's been with us around 8 years or so, and the Glazers have been with us around 15 years. We've already made our plans for, the new year and that. We're looking to strengthen up in 4 positions. Now, we're looking to get a right winger in, a holding midfielder, a centre-half in, and a right back. Woodward has recently changed our transfer strategy. But there is a lot of players on our agenda. As you all know, Moises Caicedo, last time I read up about him, it said he was undergoing his Man United medical and he's set to sign a 5-year contract with the club, and Man United are going to pay around £4.5 million for him. David Alaba, he's recently been on our agenda as well, but now it's saying it's unlikely he will come to Manchester United. There was reports coming out last week saying that we'd made a formal offer for the player, so too had Manchester City. And Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, who's Bayern Munich's CEO, he appears to accept that David Alaba will be leaving on a free because he's into the final 6 months of his contract with Bayern Munich. Now, Bayern Munich have been in negotiations over trying to get him a new contract, but Alaba has refused to sign a new contract. Alaba's predominantly a centre-half and a left-back, but before he's been deployed as a central midfielder, he's been deployed as a left winger, and he's also been deployed as a right winger. Alaba's been at Bayern Munich for several years, made over 400 appearances in all competitions, and he's won 20 major honours, something like that. So there you go. Jack Grealish, we have recently revived our interest in him. Now Villa are expecting bids from us and City in January. It recently said that Liverpool may go in for him in January because it's recently said that Salah is unhappy at Liverpool, and Liverpool are seeing Grealish as a possible replacement for him. I think Grealish is now valued at around £100 million, reflecting on his good performances for Villa. Don't forget, we wanted to get Grealish during the summer, but Aston Villa said that they wanted £80 million, so their valuation put us off. He has been banned from driving. Back in September, he signed a 5-year contract with Aston Villa. Jadon Sancho, I think we could go in for him next year. There's still a good chance Sancho could leave Borussia Dortmund next year. Don't forget, during the summer transfer window, he was our number one priority target. But Dortmund said that they wanted £108 million during the summer, and that valuation put us off. But he said a few times during the summer transfer window that we had agreed the personal terms. And he said the agent fees and that had been agreed, but we couldn't come to an agreement on an actual fee. During the summer transfer window, Fabrizio Romano spoke about the Sancho saga a few times, so too did Bill's Christian Falk. But Dortmund made it clear to us that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player, and we obviously missed out on that deadline. Erling Haaland, we could go in for him next year, but like I've said already, his move to Manchester United is complicated because of Mini Oriola's poor relationship with Manchester United, and Mini Oriola is Erling Haaland's agent. We're also going to focus on the outgoings next year as well as the incomings, because there's still deadwood at the football club that we do need to get rid of. I think next year we'll be looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard's obviously lost his place in the team now. He's obviously now back anyway. He's available for selection. Solsjaer said prior to the game against Everton that Lingard has been absent because obviously he's had to self-isolate a few times because he's been in contact with someone with COVID. And he said obviously he was injured at one point as well. Don't forget there was a period where Lingard didn't score one goal or register one assist in the Premier League for over a year. But he has been part of the club for several years. I think he's into the finals. It's 6 months of his contract. But recently he said Sheffield United have been interested in getting him in on loan. He said that his agent was talking with Real Sociedad a few weeks ago. Villa and Celtic and Rangers have been interested in him. Now I think we'll also offload Phil Jones. Phil Jones is injured at the moment, but I think he's back in January. You know, this is Phil Jones' 10th season at Manchester United. He's been a long servant. He has been with us since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. We did get him from Blackburn, but he has been very, very inconsistent. I can see us offloading Marcus Rojo because Marcus Rojo's never really established himself as a first-team regular since he came to Manchester United. He's been with us, is it 6 years, something like that, because we got Rojo in 2014. We paid just over £16 million for him from Sporting Lisbon. Obviously had quite a few injuries as a Man United player. Last season, we did loan him out to Estudiantes. We could also offload Timothy Fosu-Mensah as well. He seldom plays. I think he's played a couple of games this season, played some games as well towards the end of last season. He said earlier on this season that Solsjaer wants to keep him, and it said Man United had offered him a new contract. I think we'll also offload Sergio Romero because Sergio Romero is now our third choice goalkeeper. Romero's endured around 5 good years at Man United. We got him on a free from San Pandora back in 2015. I think we could also offload Matic next year. Matic has played quite a few games recently. Didn't play against Leicester yesterday. I've got reservations about Matic because obviously he's ageing up and he's always been a slow player. But there again, he had some good games towards the end of last season, Matic. So some aspects of his game have actually improved. I think it was back in July he signed a 3-year contract with Man United. We got him in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Magallo will probably leave next month when his loan expires. Obviously, we got Odin Igalo on deadline day. The main explanation we recommended Igalo in because Marcus Rashford was out with a back injury at that time. He doesn't get in the team a lot now, but to Igalo's credit, he was our top goal scorer in the FA Cup last season. There's obviously been rumours of Daniel James leaving the club as well. There's obviously been rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan because, Brandon Williams is now our third choice left back following the arrival of Alex Telles. Williams seldom plays now, but he got a lot of games last season. Obviously, Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out of injury though last season. Williams signed, was it a 4-year contract during the summer with Man United, and he got given that number 33 shirt at the start of this season. Now, it is Southampton that are the ones that want him on loan. There was rumours of Dean Edison going out on loan earlier on in the season as well. And possibly Juan Mata could leave the club. There is still problems at Manchester United. Like I said, I think our defence is one of the big problems at the club. Because we are still leaking goals and we are still making mistakes at the back. Now, like I said, in the game against Leicester yesterday, Harry Maguire and Eric Bailly did quite well. Eric Bailly has done well. He did well yesterday against Everton, and against Leicester, and he did well in the Carabao Cup against Everton. I like Eric Bailly a lot. He's just too injury prone. That's the only problem. Some people think the goalkeeper is one of the problems at the club, and there's been a lot of United fans that have been saying, look, we should put Dean Henderson now as our number one. But I said David De Gea will remain our number one for this present time. Probably will remain our number one for the rest of this season. Will De Gea. But Ole Gunnar Solsjaer is not under pressure at Manchester United. The pressure has obviously eased off him, reflecting on our good run of form. But he has been under pressure quite a few times since he got appointed in because he has endured bad periods. And obviously, there was talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in to replace him. I'm disregarding Pochettino coming in now because it looks like he's taking over at PSG the last time I read up about it because PSG sacked Thomas Tuchel on Christmas Eve. Massimiliano Allegri, he's been on our agenda a couple of times. At one point, Julian Nagelsmann was on our agenda, and so too was Thomas Tuchel. But we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers because we've sacked 3 managers since Ferguson left. And that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. Man United are not really known as a sacking football club. Solsjaer will still be Man United manager in the new year. Could still be Man United manager at the end of this season. It depends on how things go. You know what I mean? But in the last, 7.5, 8 years, we've spent over £1 billion on players, and we've brought around 36 players in since Sir Alex Ferguson left. And like I've said to you, there is good players at Manchester United. Marcus Rashford, very good player. Cavani, very good player. Danny van der Beek, very good player, but he needs to be getting more chances in the league, like I've already mentioned. Mason Greenwood, good player. Obviously, Ollie has been defending Mason Greenwood a lot this season. Bruno Fernandes, good player. Best signing we've made since the Sir Alex Ferguson era, because he has made the difference in the team. He scores in almost every game, Bruno Fernandes. There's only the odd one or two where he doesn't score. Fred, I think he's a good player, but he's not a world-class player. That's the difference. Fred's enjoyed good games this season for Man United. But Tom Way, he can be a good player when he wants to be. Weren't that good yesterday, though, against Leicester. Couldn't get hold of the ball a lot, and he did lose that midfield battle with Yuri Tillemans. To Paul Pogba's credit, he's done well recently when he's played. Luke Shaw, good left-back. Only element of concern is too injury-prone. Harry Maguire, he's good when he wants to be. Alex Telles, I think he's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Man United career. He had a bad game though in the 3-2 loss against RB Leipzig. Some people think he weren't that good in the 2-1 defeat at Istanbul Başakşehir. And Wan-Bissaka, very good right back. We've just got concerns about his lack of attacking intent and his distribution. You know, De Gea, he's a good goalkeeper when he wants to be. Few years ago was the best goalkeeper in the world. But he does still make mistakes, doesn't he? Martial, he's been good recently. Obviously, he's scored some goals, he's provided assists. But for the vast majority of the season, has been out of form because he hasn't been clinical enough in front of goal, Anthony Martial. Juan Mata, I think he is a good player and he's enjoyed good games this season, but my concern about him now is that he has lost that yard of pace, and he's 33, 34. Earlier on this season, Juan Mata rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. So these certainly good players at Man United, and we spent big on players in recent years. Obviously paid 89 million for Pogba. He's our most expensive signing at the moment. Paid 80 million for Harry Maguire. He's the second most expensive signing at the club, and he's the most expensive centre half in the world. We paid 75 million for Lukaku back in 2017. Paid around 60 million for Di Maria under the Louis van Gaal era. Paid 52 million for Fred. I added up to 52 million. I think it was 47 million up front. Got Wan-Bissaka in a deal worth £50 million. Paid nearly 40 million for Juan Mata. Paid around 47 million for Fernandes. With add-ons, I think it's more. So there you go. Our next game is against Wolves at Old Trafford. And that's a game Manchester United should be winning, because Wolves haven't been as consistent this season as they have been in recent years. I think they're sitting 10th or 11th in the league. We played Wolves, was it around 4 times last season? We drew them twice in the league games. Drew them at Old Trafford 0-0. Drew them at Molineux 1-1. And obviously we played them twice in the FA Cup because it went to a replay, because we drew the first match 0-0. And then obviously we won the replay by 1-0. Wolves' current manager is Nuno Santo, and he has been there now quite a few years. So anyway guys, that's everything to update with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.